Is he staying on board?
I don't know that I mentioned Mr. Lansbury tonight.
Oh, no. This was at a previous, board meeting. You mentioned that Rick Lansbury, he's gonna end at the end of the school year. Now, he has 2,800 from April 4th to the 20th, days of work, 2,800. Okay.
I'm not sure what your question is.
My question is he a contracted person? He's a consultant?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a consultant.
All right. Thank you.
He has a day rate, and he's 1099.
He's 1099, he's here through June 30.
We covered it.
We've covered it a few times. I'm sorry. I think we've covered it a few times.
Well, just want to bring it up. That's an expense. Insurance, dental benefits, a flat $10,000. How do we work our is that self-insured that we have?
Correct. So we go and we'll cut a check from one account into another dental account, from which we pay claims out of our dental account. So this is the general fund cutting a check to go into the other dental account, for which claims are going to be paid out of.
Okay. So it's a transfer?
Correct.
It's a regular transfer. I still would like to see a computer printout of the expenses for the Knox Law Firm, and not this.
I think I'd like to chime in, being on this committee or whatever. When you have a lump sum that says general legal services, I think that's too vague. I think it should say billable hours. Attorney Senate, 10 hours at $180 an hour. Billable hours paralegal, $75 an hour, 10 hours. Phone calls, 15-minute increments, just very simplified like that. Then it would at least break it down. If it's another associate, if it's Attorney Wachter, it should say Attorney Wachter, 3 hours. It doesn't have to be ultra complicated, but if it just broke it down a little bit, I think it'd be more palatable.
Well, let me ask you, Mr. O'Toole, what do you do with a bill that comes in? For instance, when I consult to a medical center, I send in my bill, right? It's on my letterhead, etc. I give it to the fiscal department at the medical center, and they scan it in. How do you process?
We presented that, and it depends on whether a PO is cut or not. But for the most part, most of ours we'll cut a PO to you as a vendor. You know that you reference that PO when you're cutting the check back to, or for us, or the invoice, not the check, and then we reference it going out the door on the check. If we're contracted service, we'll just say, for the example that you just used, I mean, that's going to come to my table. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to look at it, review it, I'll sign off on it, provide the account number, and that's the direction we go with that.
But you do receive something from the Knox Law Firm stating services rendered, as Mr. Gilbert just said, $200 an hour, 5 1/4 hours, etc.
We receive an invoice, yes. We're not going to cut a check for anything that we do not have an invoice for.
But you do have invoices.
Correct.
I would like to review sometime in the near future. For instance, this one for $7,500. I'd like to stop by and review those invoices. Is that possible, Mr. Placido?
Well, I think if it's going to take an extended amount of time in the administration, that we put it on the agenda and see if the board wants the administration to spend that amount of time on what you need.
Okay, well, let me ask this question. When you receive an invoice from the Knox Law Firm, do you take that invoice and put it into a folder, or does it go into all the...
It's filed.
It's filed. Specifically Knox Law Firm?
We
Folder?
file by vendor.
Right, by vendor. Okay. So it wouldn't be that much time to take the folder out and provide it to one of the board members. Right?
Or
You
you
don't
would
have
just
to...
scan scan it, and, I mean, like a lot of these, we just see the invoice. It says XYZ carpet company did 100 yards of carpet, $200, done. So, yeah, instead of you having to make a special trip or something, if we could just ask for the Knox bill to just very vaguely, just however many hours it is and done. I mean, I don't think we need to make a big case out of it, just whatever it is, it is. 7,500, if it's 10 hours and 10 hours of paralegals and 2 phone calls, and then it's done. I mean, Lou's hypersensitive to that, and I get it, you know, I mean, I don't think it's a secret. What is, what is, I don't think there's anything irregular about it, I think it's straight up. It'd just be interesting to see, I'd be interested in it, but we don't wanna, I don't know about we, I don't wanna create any extra work for you. You got enough on your plate, for sure.
If that takes an excessive amount of time, we'll put it on the agenda and vote on
Allegheny,
it. That's what we said.
okay, thank you. Allegheny Clarendon Valley tuition for March 1776. That just popped up. Kind of like a,
I don't know, I'm guessing it's an all that tuition bill. Again, what I would prefer is if you send me a list of all your questions related to this, because I don't know every single check that the district cuts off the top of my head. And then I can come back with the answers for you at the board meeting.
Which is exactly what Mr. Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
If you could, yeah, that would work.
thank you.
Is that cool?
So is that, I guess, let me, so I know what I need to do, because I was taking notes and you kind of got going on a number of different areas here. Is you're gonna send me a list of what you want me to explain it for the board meeting, right?
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
not gonna be, I mean, you know, you scan through it.
And just a handful, I mean, I remember seeing a $5,000 bill a couple of years ago for Giant Eagle. I said, what the hell is this? And then it was like, this is what it is, and then boom, it's done. I mean, we can't do that for 1,000 items, but if Lou has 2 or 3 or 4 that jump out, just like John did, is that okay?
Absolutely.
You know, and then again, if it gets to be 50, let us know, right?
No,
Because that's excessive, but if he has a question on 2, 3, 4, 5, if it's not a big deal, if we can just, because that's exactly what John did, I did the same thing in the past, just be judicious, Lou, I mean, you know, if something jumps out at you, I think he should be able to ask. And
As long as you give me a heads up notice, I can bring it to the committee.
anytime I've asked Aaron, he's always, I've seen a $500 check for a car, I'm like, what's this all about? Oh, somebody's car got hit and we had to pay the deductible, and they told me immediately, like within a day, so,
Thank you.
okay.
Next.
Moving on, we okay? Okay.
I think the biggest concern here is that it gets to a point where it gets excessive, and we have a policy for that.
Sure.
We're following.
Sure.
So, you know, Wednesday, Tuesday,
Right,
okay.
Like
And
this one
and
said,
if the administration
a
is okay with it, that's not gonna throw us in a whatever.
Right.
I mean, you know,
As
John-
long as we all understand
Yeah.
that 1 or 2 that come in and the answers go out and we're good, we're all about that, because we do that all the time on a regular basis. It's when it comes back and there's a request for more and follow-up that I will probably have to come to you, Mr.
Right.
President, and say, I think we need to go through our process with this.
Yeah, sure, if we can just keep it minimized, but again, you know, I mean, John asked, and he got his, I've asked in the past, if we can just try it and just keep it minimal, a handful, maybe not 1 or 2, but maybe 3 or 4, but not 24, or 48 or 60, okay? So if we can kind of keep it down, you know, 1 month it might be 1 month it might be 0, and the next month it might be 6.
Right, and
So-
for the sake of transparency, I become the one that has to tell these people when enough is enough, because they'll come to me and say, what do you, meaning me, what do you want me to do with this? So I think we're at a place where our process is working, have no problem with 1 or 2 where it goes out and we're responding, because that's what we do, that's what we want to do.
And I think it's unfair, and it's not Lou's fault, for him to ask directly, like, what is Allegheny, blah, blah, blah. You don't know what that is, you know, the one for the tuition, you couldn't possibly know what it is. So, you know, if we just reach out to you, but just be judicious, that's all, just a handful, and what do they say, pick your battles. Grab a couple that you think are good, and if we can try that, and, you know, then address it. But I hate to have to go, and it's not my call, but I hate to have to bring it up every time for a handful. It's just when it gets excessive, so if we can try to keep that nice and smooth. Okay, this one's critical because we've had problems before with budget transfers. We have 2 budget transfers. The first one is transfer from Mill Creek Intermediate Field Day